We are in Tennessee, getting a little scruffy on a little mini vacation. My daughter and I made a little road trip down to Tennessee to visit my sister and family. And whenever I do road trips like this, I like to take some time to see what there is in each state from an outdoorsy standpoint. And it's always revolved around fishing, of course. So what I love to do is, I'm probably not going to use my flasher today, but I've learned actually to always bring that with, because you never know when you could actually utilize something like that, a fish finder, whether it's off a dock, or I've even used it off the end of dams before, and that's actually worked. I've actually caught fish that way. I pack really light, just a handful of different kinds of lures for different kinds of fish. When I come down south like this, I know it's mostly going to be panfish and bass anyway. So, that makes it simple to pick. And then I've got 2 rods generally. This telescope rod that was actually a gift to me from a friend. It was a very kind and thoughtful gift because I use it a lot when I travel. And then I have a panfish rod generally that I bring with. So I pack light so I can walk around, and then I explore. So we came down to Franklin, Tennessee, and from there, I see a cardinal. Ooh, that's my first cardinal in a long time. I wonder if I'm able to get... I love birds. I wonder if I'll be able to get it on video. Hey, buddy. So I do a little scouting, and because I work in real estate, I've actually learned what websites to look for to kind of know what's public land, what's private land. You need to always be aware of that when you go anywhere new, because you don't want to be trespassing. So I found a park in Fairfiew, Tennessee, called Bowie Nature Park, and it has 5-ish ponds. This is the biggest one in the bunch, and it's obviously really simple to basically walk around and just cast around, which is what I'm gonna do. So we're gonna have a little fun today. Trips like this, I could honestly care less what I catch. It's probably gonna end up being bass or bluegill. That's the typical catch that you find on these kind of trips, but you can get into other kinds of species too, and that's fun. So let's start exploring. I only got a few hours this morning. Get walking around. I got this whole place to myself. It's the middle of the week. And, as far as locals go, it's probably still too early in the year. Spring is just beginning down here. Flowering trees are just starting to go, and the leaves are just starting to pop out. For me, it's warm. It's 55 degrees, but for Tennesseans, that still might be a little cold. And it's early. I got up early. Yeah, so it's another episode of the Ordinary Fisherman, and it starts now. All right, it's my first time doing an episode like this, where I'm fishing from the shore. So I'm gonna have to acclimate to new camera angles and stuff. So it's been raining and it's muddy, and another thing I learned kind of after the very first time I did this 5 or 6 years ago, to bring my puddle jumpers, my boots, my water boots, whatever you want to call them. I call them puddle jumpers. Keeps your feet dry. Situations like this, and on road trips, they're usually not too hard to pack, as well as to consolidate my fishing stuff the best I can. You can see the strap there. That's my tackle box that I just showed earlier. The camera stuff, the camera equipment, is now in my fanny pack. So I'll be managing a few things today. Now, kind of approaching the pond. That looks kind of tempting in there. Maybe I'll start down there. Because it's early spring, I don't know what the water temps are, but I'm guessing we're gonna be seeing 50s potentially, maybe upper 50s. I'd be surprised if it's in the 60s yet. They have had 70-degree days, but I don't think there's been enough to really get the water temps up. So it's potential the fish might still be in some of the deeper spots of this pond, or not quite transition shallow yet. I've got to a topwater on my telescope rod and a little paddle jig on my panfish rod to start out with. And I'm gonna quit looking, start fishing. Let's see what we got. All right, first cast, we'll go topwater, just because. First open water cast of the year, baby. Yeah. Got the big hula pop on. Big profile. They have big bullfrogs down south. It's the middle of March, so there's still plenty of ice back home in Minnesota, but it's really nice to see some open water and fish it. So I moved up to one of the other ponds, and they've got some, overfall. They got some, looks like they got a series of creeks coming through here, and it's dammed up, right? And with the rain yesterday, or just generally maybe even, they have a wall with the creek dumping in here. You can kind of hear it, and creating current. And I bet you the current just kind of swirls around in here before it exits on the other side. If there's fish in here, I feel like they would be around this current, because this would be a food source for them, right? Dumping food into this pond. Let's see if my suspicions are correct. Such a beautiful morning, the sun's coming out. Things are just starting to green, it's great. Oh, there I had a bite right there. That was exciting. Nope. You weren't messing around, Mr. Bass, were ya? So obviously not big, but a whole heck of a lot of fun. My experience has been very hit and miss with the fish I've caught, you know, so I've learned not to expect much. So catching something is a success. Get him out. Come on, boy, you really wanted that, didn't you? You were hungry. Here we go. One on the board. Let's get some more. My suspicion was correct on this current. All right, send me your bigger mommy and daddy. It was a solid thump. It was solid. There he goes. There he goes. That guy worked for me. So here, I'll make him look bigger. Look how big that guy is. So I think the key to catching fish on little ponds like this actually is to keep moving, because I think the fish can only see the lure so much, or keep switching lures around. But there's only so many fish in these ponds. And part of my exploring nature in these areas anyway kind of makes me want to keep moving. But I think success would come as you just keep moving and casting along, unless you just hit a magical spot that has a big pot of crappies or even bass that are feeding somewhere, or something that you can just stay and camp on. But I haven't found that magic spot yet, and I'm having fun with these guys. Having fun. Go back to the pond. Go back. Tell your grandma and grandpa to come hit my lure. I've got a trail right behind me, and there was a gal that just walked by, and she kind of looked like I was crazy because I was talking to that bass. I think she heard and saw me talking to the bass and was wondering what I was doing. Sorry, not a crazy guy. just the ordinary fisherman, not a crazy guy. Moving, keep moving. We'll work our way around this pond here. I keep seeing fish along the shore, shallow. They're just kind of basking in that warm water, I think. Such a nice morning. Sunny 50s. Birds chirping. Nice break from the winter. Minnesota winter. Pumpkin seed. Make them look bigger. I mean, they're small, but for just like a quick plan and a quick search of public water. Just an explore session, I'll take it. This is fun little action here. Does the heart good? Well, I'd like to end on a bigger fish, but it's not meant to be. So just a short and sweet visit here in Tennessee. You can see it's Tennessee beautiful behind me. Water's a little cloudy, but the leaves are budding and there's a few flowering trees, and it's just been a beautiful morning. I hope you could see during the episode today that I was pretty mobile. You know, almost every film scene is a different spot. I practically just walked around these ponds and casted and was just being aggressive. You know, if the water's close to 60 degrees, then bass are shallow, which they were, and bluegills too. And I mainly used just this jig head with a paddle tail just to keep moving. And they were obviously hitting it, but some of these guys got such small mouths they couldn't get their mouths around it to get hooked. But I had a lot of fun. And you know, if you want to fish like this, all you need to do is just look at the maps around you, find public water. Any state I've been in so far, and I've done this in 6 or 7 states now, there's 1 to 3, sometimes even 10-day licenses you can get, so you don't have to spend a lot, anywhere between $10 to $20 usually. And in Tennessee here, it was $20 for a 3-day license. And you can just get one of those licenses and explore. And you know, sometimes it's a hit, and I've had some beautiful days of catching lots of decent 1-2 pound bass and bluegills, and plenty of times when I haven't caught a thing. I've also found some trout lakes and stuff and caught some trout in the past and had some fun. This is a great way to explore. This is a great way to get out somewhere we've never been before. There's no way I would look at a map of the United States and put my finger on Fairfiew, Tennessee, and hit this park that I'm here, Bowie Nature Park. But because I'm naturally curious and I'm wanting to always go see things and fish new waters, I've been able to explore nice little parks like this that our nation is just full of. So take advantage of those little parks that are around, of the public water that we've got. Go out and see everything. It's a lot of fun. I only caught a handful of fish today and nothing was really big, but my heart is full. This was a happy morning. So thanks for joining me. I really appreciate it. And don't forget to take a kid out with you the next time you go fishing so that we can share these beautiful resources we have at our fingertips. There's always a fish biting somewhere. All you gotta do is go out and find them. God bless you, everybody. I'm Nathaniel, just your ordinary fisherman. Tight lines. So far, all the bites have been close to it's a stick, it's a stick. It's a big stick.
think it was a big fish.
Hey there.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Good. Oh, you're fine.
Is that a microphone?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering what it was from down the way.
Yeah. It just gets the wind from
Yeah.
doing its deal.